doing the live Q&A, man. Good to see you all. Well, no one's here yet, but good to see you, homie. Glad you're here. Haven't done one of these in a while, and I've been trying to, man. So I was gonna let a few people get in here, and then we were gonna start cooking, man, with some questions and answers. You can ask me anything today. I'm gonna be on here for a minute talking, and I got a bunch of questions here that people had asked me on YouTube, and I would be honored to answer them, man. So I hope you're all having a blessed day. Was just giving it a minute here for the chat to pick up. Beautiful Sunday out here, and the GGH sign is backwards. Yeah, the only reason it's backwards is because I have the phone turned a different way for this live, but I'll be recording content with the phone the regular way. If you looked at it on my wall, it's actually not backwards. It's the right way, but because of how the phone is facing me right now, so I could see the question and stuff, it appears backwards. But yeah, it's fortunately it's not backwards. On my wall, it looks completely normal, as you saw on the Instagram. So what's going on? What's going on, players? What's going on? We'll get into a few questions here. We got 13 people in here already, and you guys are more than welcome to ask your questions. Question here, and then if you guys have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer here. So we'll get started. Let's start here. Just recently got a new job. Good morning from Cali. That's what's up, man. Just got a new job. Much more physical than my last of 10 years. Hard to find energy to work out these days. Advice. Well, I don't know what you're doing for a job, but I would definitely say that if you're exerting if you're exerting a ton of energy in your work, then you got to find a workout schedule that's going to fit with you. Most people are just fine working out 3 to 4 days a week. You don't need to be pumping iron 5 days a week, 6 days a week, all that. If you can find 3 to 4 hours in the week, preferably 4 hours in the whole week, to put towards iron pumping, and then maybe a few more 30-minute cardio sessions or whatever, you're money, baby. You don't need to overdo it, man. If you're focusing on eating and resting and all that, dude, 3 to 4 workouts a week is just fine, man. I promise. So definitely find a schedule that you could stick to. Up for being a successful dude, writing down something you could stick to. Put your heart and soul into your work, but focus on rest and recovery. You should be able to work 10 hours physical job, you didn't say 10 hours, you said more physical than the last 10 years, a physical job, and still get 3 to 4 hours of that. What's your thoughts on the peptides, Sir Marlin? I don't have any thoughts on it. I've never used peptides. I know that they're promising some of the more popular ones for recovery or heal an injury and all that kind of stuff. I've never really looked into them. I don't put too much stock on supplementation outside things that I could feel immediately, like pre-workout and sleep supplements and stuff like that. So I can't help you too much with that. What's up, homie? Georgia on the live stream. What up, man? The sign is dope. If you feel comfortable sharing, what's the cost for a custom sign like that? It was close to $700. The top-notch hitter. I'm gonna get some thinking of getting like a live plant that goes around it or something sick. And I got the remote right here that dims it. it brightens it. It has all sorts of settings on it. And I just installed it yesterday. So really glad to have it. And when I do my content, it won't be backwards. So yeah, so the first question, man, don't break your back. Don't kick yourself in the butt because you're not working out the same. We're, as men, we got to adjust, man. We're providers, and that's our biggest priority. And that's number one, man. You don't got to live in your head, but you should be getting enough rest where you could pump iron and do some cardio. I'd say 3 to 4 days a week, hopefully, and have enough energy for that. Best commercial gym you've trained at and why? You know, I've been to some sick ones in Florida. I've been to a few nice ones out of town. There's one right here, man, in Southfield, Michigan, called Powerhouse Southfield. It's a powerhouse. Gym is kind of it's like a neighborhood gym, real kind of piece of junk gym, nothing fancy, got everything you need, hammer strength, all that stuff. But the reason I loved it, man, is because there was nothing but freaking black dudes in there going hard on the iron. All black area over there. It's about 12-minute drive from me. And I was never distracted by women wearing freaking super tight clothes. There was nothing but testosterone and iron pumping in there. And that's what one thing about the gym, man, that I don't miss is that overstimulation with just being caught lusting at women, looking around, you know, I'm pumping iron, fantasizing about all these women that I'm never going to talk to. It was just too dang much for some of these gyms. There are just hot women everywhere. And I want to pump some freaking iron. And I felt like a serious dude in there, man. I've just put my heart and soul into the iron pumping when I was in there with no distractions. It was usually empty. Didn't have the best equipment I've been to in a gym, but it was totally sufficient, and I was focused as heck. So that's what I want, man. That's what I wanted in a gym. Just straight up, like there's no real AC in there. I'd freaking sweat, and I would just be pumping, man. So let's see here. Good afternoon for the full-time job. Do you work remotely or do you go into an office? I go in an office every single day. What's up, Dave? Every day, I'm really blessed. My office is like a half mile from my house, and I run a HVAC company. I manage an HVAC company right here in Michigan. Yeah, so been using the Panda set, and currently using level 3, and have been considering adding a scoop or two of level 1 to the pre. What are your thoughts? It's not a good idea. First of all, I think those Pandemis pre-workouts have 11 grams of citrulline already. Any more diminishing returns, and I think you're gonna ruin the pre-workout. To be honest with you, level 3 was my least favorite. I liked level 2 better. It was a little lower stim, and it made me just feel better for whatever reason. And level 1 made my top list this year, but I wouldn't combine them. I think you already got 11 grams of citrulline in there. Any more, you're just monkeying around. 11's really the max anyway, supposedly, that you really want to be playing around with. I just don't think it's going to benefit anymore after a certain point, all those pump ingredients. So that thing should pump hard already, but that opinion, always do a half scoop level 3 and add a 1 or whatever. Yeah, so I'm in an office Monday through Friday. All this YouTube stuff is just a side thing. If you were just to buy one thing for your gym other than barbells, what would that be? That's my cable machine, man. The Bodycraft RFT. I freaking love it. And it's got the cables. It's got my racks, my bench press on there. I do it all on there. The Bodycraft RFT. I'm 6'7", 370 pounds solid. Okay. What inspired me to get into fitness? I like getting high, man. You know, I'm a drug addict. I'm a recovered drug addict. 11 years sober from heroin and crystal meth use. I mean, I'm sober from everything. Um, I used to do a lot of Xanax, a lot of weed. IV drug user, and I like catching a buzz, man. And I knew from a young age that working out gets me high, you know. So when I got sober, my brother used to take me to Powerhouse Gym here in Novi, Michigan, and he was already training for physique shows and all that. And so he would take me when I was withdrawing from heroin, when I came home from California to get sober, and I knew I was done for good. He would take me to the gyms and I'd feel better, man. I'd feel better working out. I'd do cardio, and I didn't even know I had low testosterone at the time, but I was still, it didn't affect me. I mean, it affected me, but didn't stop me from working out and doing all this and that. So yeah, so my brother got me into it. And then my AA sponsor just happened to be a world champ bodybuilder. I met him 2 days after I got home from California, and just the stars align, and my sponsor just happens to be a champ bodybuilder. So between my brother and him, uh, you know, that's where I got inspired to work out, man, right when I got sober. Uh, so let's see, we got more questions. What up, home? Jama, she's out on a run with Stephanie. What kind of gear are you on? Uh, I don't know if you want to call it gear. I've been on testosterone, TRT, to actually treat low T for 9 years now, and 150 milligrams a week, and I've never ever used anything more in my life. So I hope that answers your question about what kind of gear I'm on. uh, let's. I don't call it gear. I call it TRT. You know, to actually treat low T. But if you want to call it gear, uh, Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. I would say that God is the way. Do you learn how to ice skate in preschool in Michigan? No. How familiar are with you with Transcend as they schedule me in for some blood work? Is that a TRT clinic? Tell me, you know, tell me what's up with that. I'm glad you like the sign. It won't be backwards in my videos. MVP, it was okay. You could go watch my review. Solid daily driver, nothing special. The Prime Bites brownies are bomb. Okay, let's go back to the next question. Has social media had more of a positive or negative effect on bodybuilding with all the conflicting information people see on a daily basis? Look, man, I think that everything has. This is a good question. Has social media had more of a positive or negative effect on bodybuilding? I think that. I think that. Media, I think all technology has pros and cons. I don't like to be someone who's just there's no pros. Everything has pros and cons, right? I mean, I would say most things. No, I think everything has pros and cons. Social media, I think, is a net positive for bodybuilding. I think that a lot of people have been inspired to get into working out and fitness through seeing other people. I think it's raised people up to want to have a better physique. Now, as far as conflicting information people see, I mean, you can say it like that, and I definitely understand what you mean by that. That's why I say live from the heart and stay out of your head. You know, you could talk your way into any kind of science or whatever. But we have been blessed with a lot of information at the same time. So we have it at our fingertips to be able to get all the information you want. I mean, we don't need too much information for bodybuilding. You know, I mean, you eat clean, you know, you get your food, you eat whole good foods, clean foods. You put your heart and soul into iron pumping, you stay consistent, you do some cardio, you rest properly, and you could throw in a few supplements if you want. It's not, we like to overcomplicate it. It's not so you know, some of these guys in the fitness industry, and I don't even follow any of them on YouTube, but I've seen a lot of them. They talk about this bodybuilding like it's so like these guys will go on, you know, like these Joe Rogan kind of guy go on, these doctors, they talk about stuff like it's just the most like there's so much to it. And sure, we could dive deep into the woods of everything with blood work and this and that, but this is not so complicated, man. You go hard on the iron, you treat your body right, you know, you follow your heart, you stay consistent, you eat properly. But we have been blessed with a lot of information. I think all in all, social media or the internet has been a net positive on fitness. I think it's gotten a lot of people involved in it. And I mean, at least I know my channel, man. Like, I'm trying to bring people up around me, and people around me, for the most part, says that, they try and bring me up. You know, most people are very kind and loving, and it seems like a more of a supportive community. A lot of haters out there, but that doesn't matter. So all in all, I think we've been blessed with a lot of information. We've been blessed with a lot of, there's a lot of nonsense out there, and we don't need to live in our heads, but all in all, it's pretty good. We got a few things here. Hold on, man. A Transcend, a TRT clinic. I'm not a big fan of TRT clinics because anybody can just kind of walk in there with or without low T, and they'll give you a bunch of testosterone, it seems. And, you know, it's just, they don't really care about you or your health. You know, as far as testosterone goes, I always say pharmaceuticals should always be a last resort. If you have low T and you've exhausted all your other options for being healthy in normal ranges, then you can get on testosterone. You could have a conversation about it if your motives are good. But I don't believe on hopping on TRT just to build muscle or for the motive of bodybuilding. That's me. You know, I'm a big believer of pharmaceuticals should always be a last resort. And if you actually have low T, you see your doctor, someone who cares enough to put you on it and who knows about it and is not going to give you insane doses. Like, some of these clinics are not giving TRT. They're giving 200 or more milligrams a week. There's a lot to it. So I really suggest seeing a doctor who potentially cares about you. Homie, should I get baptized today even though I suffer from weed addiction? You got to follow your heart, man. I'm Jewish. I don't even really know what being baptized means, but it sounds like a spiritual quest you're on. I would treat that weed addiction, but I don't know. You got to follow your heart, man. If you could have a photo of your favorite moment in your life, what would it be? The favorite moment of my life. Yeah, I have a couple. You know, there's a couple, man. Getting engaged was really nice. That was a big moment in my life. And my family seeing me give an open talk at AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, in front of like 300 plus people. My whole family was there to watch me give an hour talk in front of over 300 people. That was a big moment in my life, man. If my life was a novel, what would be the title and ending? I don't know, man. That's a good one. Go hard on the iron until you throw up. Greg Doucet says you are a weightlifter until you get your pro card. What's your thoughts on that? I don't know what that, and then what? And you become what after you get your pro card? What does he say? A weightlifter as opposed to what? I guess finasteride. What is that for your hair? What is finasteride? Pro card is I have no interest to be competing, so I don't know. Can you flex lats? Grandmaster says, what up? What up, homie? What up? Okay, here we go. In your opinion, best euphoric pre, illicit, or otherwise? I mean, the one that's out now that I like is Maniaco Dark Labz because it's mine. It's got my name on it. I made it. I created it. It just seems to be the most well-balanced Stim Junkie pre. Has everything I want a pre-workout, from physical energy to mood to euphoria to focus to pump. So I'd say Dark Labz Maniaco. It's my pre, so I'm sure people won't be surprised to hear that. What is your top pick from Nutricartel's natural anabolic section? I'm trying to find a heavy hitter, trying to go crazy this summer. I'm going to disappoint you, ma'am. I don't believe any of these supplements are really worth it. Sorry, Nutricartel, but for me personally, first of all, I'm on TRT, so I wouldn't mess with it anyway. For a natural builder, I hate to break it to you guys. A lot of you might not believe this, but I was pumping iron before I got on TRT too, and my training regimen and everything hasn't changed. I'm still pumping. I like when I share information with people, and so people are like, "Well, that's easy for you to say. For us natural lifter, nothing I say about my lifting regimen has any difference whether someone's on TRT or not. I believe the training is the same. The 150 mgs of TRT has not changed the way I train or the way I think people should eat or rest or anything. So but my point is, I don't really have any stock in natural anabolics. I don't think that, I have no proof. I'm not going to say they're not worth it, but I don't think they're worth it. I don't know. I have no reason to have any stock in these products, man. So but that's me. Love the Q&A, homies. I'm a big fan of the infrared sauna like yourself. Here's my sauna right here, just so you guys can see. Got my sauna right here. Boom, boom, boom. You guys can see my sauna. Look at that. Hold on, what were they saying? Oh, big fan of the infrared sauna like yourself. Do you still use it on your 10-day stim or gym breaks, or do you take time out from that as well? Oh yeah, no, I definitely still sauna on my rest weeks because I'm detoxing on those weeks. I'm detoxing, and my goal on those weeks is to get as much recovery and rest and relaxation as possible, and the sauna does that. It keeps my immune system good, sweats out, I'm sweating out toxin, I'm getting rid of all in my head. I mean, what it's actually doing, I don't know. But the sauna, I'm getting out all those stimulants, and I don't take any supplements that week, and I'm trying to just be as refreshed as possible. So I definitely still keep up with the sauna every day, sometimes twice a day during the rest week. So yeah, definitely still recommend it because the goal is as much recovery as possible. My gallon of water makes me piss like a racehorse. My gym rat buddy says I need a spring source water to help. Nah, I use alkaline water, 9.5 pH. It goes through four filters to get out all those weird chemicals that turn you into a lady man or whatever. So I'm pissing all the time too, man. So I try to stop drinking by like 6 p.m. really, so I'm not up all night, but I'm up. So no, I don't know, spring water, this or that. I mean, why would you want to hold on to water? So I don't know. I may be wrong, but to me, TRT feels like an AARP thing. I'll probably hop on, but when I truly need it, when I'm older. I don't know what AARP stands for, but maybe you're right. You have such a way with words, Daddy. Now I regret reading that. Yeah, I had a blessed Passover. I hope you. Opinions on weed addiction. I mean, I was addicted to weed. I went to prison over it. I went to state prison over it. Had made a lot of terrible decisions. I've been on probations. I couldn't stop smoking. I've had physical withdrawals from not smoking. I remember when I got on probation, this has happened like 3 times. I used to smoke like 10 blunts a day. And when I pulled it out cold turkey, man, I woke up with like cold sweats at night. I was like sweating out my sins. Um, weed addiction's a real thing. I don't care who's going to debate me or this or that, you know, and it's treated with any other addiction as spirituality, spiritual life. And for me, it was the 12 steps. But, you know, that's my opinion on weed addiction. I've experienced it, and nothing left for me with weed. And if you can use it responsibly, that's great. How much TR2 you want? 150 milligrams every week of cypionate. You have a gastroenteritis. I do not. Thoughts on? I'm on TRT. Yeah. Are you going to review the new Panda Amino? I am going to review that. I just got it in the mail yesterday, and I'm excited about it. Okay, what is the hardest or was the hardest part about creating content? You make it look effortless now and natural, but I'm sure it wasn't always that way. Love what you do, brother. All right, man. That's a really good question. The hardest part of creating content, a few things is, first of all, always being true to yourself. You know, when it's difficult to tell the truth or you're in fear about telling the truth, being true to yourself, being transparent, coming on and talking from my heart. Sometimes I say things that aren't popular, and I always got to be true to myself, showing my personality off and not being, you know, like, it's uncomfortable at first. You know, making content, you get out of your comfort zone. You look back, you think, man, like this looks cringe as heck. You post it anyway, man. It doesn't matter. You post the next video, you post the next video. And if I come on here and talk from my heart, man, about my experience with never watching porn again, not jerking off, my sexual craziness from the being in the life of porn, shooting up IV drugs, heroin, crystal meth, things that I've been through. Those aren't comfortable topics to talk about to a bunch of people who come on and say, how much juice you taking, KevRevC. I mean, just, this is the kind of people I'm talking to. The people who talk like, how much juice you take. Like, don't talk to me like that, homie. You talk like a human. Would you walk up to me on the street and say that? Only on YouTube do you talk like that. Have some freaking manners. Say, hello, my name's KevRevC, sir. How much juice are you taking? No, for real. This is the kind of people that I open up my heart to and taught. That's the most difficult, is to be vulnerable and transparent and authentic and talk from your heart, knowing that people are going to just come at you and say whatever they want. There's no control that I have over how people are going to respond. So I just got to be true to myself. And then when I get, you know, especially doing reviews, like I've formed relationships with these companies, and it's not always comfortable to come on and say something negative about their product that they sent me, knowing they're going to see it, and I got to talk to them later that day of what they thought of the review and all that. It's a growing experience, and it's been a beautiful growing experience. A lot of the other hardest part, I would say, about making content is what you don't see behind the scenes. You know, what I do is, this is a lot of freaking work. Talking to the supplement companies, receiving the supplements, turning down things I don't really want to review from my heart, being true to myself, having to use a bunch of products. I'd rather use my own rotation of pre-workouts than review them. Taking time to record it. It's a lot of freaking work, man. And I respond to every comment and everything like that. So there's just a lot that goes into it behind the scenes. And I genuinely love it, man. I got into this to connect with people and all that. So it's really been beautiful. I don't really look at it as the hardest, you know, what's hard about it. It doesn't feels like a passion, something I built up. And dude, the other hard part about it is being patient and not putting out content that the point of being a content creator is putting out content that has value for the viewer, despite how many views or likes or subs or whatever it gets. You know, my most unpopular videos are the ones that I enjoy doing the most. When I'm talking about the AA, spirituality, my addiction, recovery, God, all that stuff, dude, those videos get the least views. People rather see me talk about another crack pre-workout by Labz. So being true to myself, man, not just chasing a bunch of views and likes and all that, and making content that I want to make that I think will have value or could touch somebody's life. Like that's the best. Because some clown's always going to come on and say, "Oh, we don't want to hear about God or this or that," or some. It's like, well, go make your own content then, homie. I never signed a contract with you that I was going to talk about this or not talk about that. I don't freaking. You know, I'm not held confined by anybody's comments. Let's see here. How long into lifting did you get on TRT? 2 years. So I've been lifting for 11 years. I've been on TRT 9 years. And that's it. If I train fast in the morning and trying to get big, is that still fine? Yeah, if it's all about eating enough to support your training, and if you're fasted in the morning and you're eating enough. Are black people allowed to comment on the live now? Is the ban lifted now? That was a very strange comment that I am not even gonna. Another comment I wish I didn't read. Okay, here. I'm gonna read more questions here. Will you answer the next question? Jesus Christ. Okay. What are sauna benefits? So for me, I found that I haven't been sick since I've gotten the sauna. It's been a few years. I mean, I'm not above getting sick. I could still get sick, I'm sure, but I think it's helped my immune system. The biggest benefit for me is that it feels good. The biggest benefit for me is for my head. It freaking gets me high. I get out of the sauna, I feel amazing. And the other biggest benefit is that after the weekend cheat meals, or I have some sodium bloat or water retention, helps me feel tight again, man. Helps me feel tight again. It's just a great feeling, dude. Just a great feeling. Okay, here we go. If you do your research, high alkaline water all the time is not good. Natural pH in water is the way to go. That's highly debatable. And 9.5 is not really high alkaline. It's regular alkaline. This guy, Brian, I just hid from the channel because he's annoying. Here we go. Next question. I mean, it's true you're juicing. Okay, yeah, I'm on TRT. Is if you want to call it juicing, then so be it. I mean, it's true you're hating, and I never deny anything I do. I'm transparent with all my viewers. So here we go. Do you think virtual bodybuilding coaching is worth it? So many people are offering really expensive coaching, advertising, great results, and I'm wondering your take on the matter. All right, so that's a good question. I've never had a coach. I've never had a personal trainer or anything like that. The places, look, man, I have mixed views on coaching. It's turned into a really big thing, this online coaching. So a few of my views are, number one, I think it's always good to invest in yourself. And if getting a coach is part of you investing in yourself, and that's going to help you be accountable and get you to the next level with your fitness goals and stuff like that, and you have a coach that you think genuinely cares and understands like you and your body and what you're trying to do, and he's there or she's there to bring you to the next level, I think it's absolutely a positive thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a coach. The other thing is, it's positive. The people who I see who do well in physique shows or bodybuilding shows and stuff like that, they're usually all part of a coaching team. And this is just and I could be completely off base, but I don't think I am. The people who I see do well are on a coaching team, because there's a lot of politics. The coaches know the judges, this and that. So I think it is like, if I were to compete, I would consider getting a coach. So you're not like the one man who stands out, who's like unknown and not part of the coaching team, because they're going to get the priority with the judges. That's just how the politics, and that's why I don't even really like competing or anything, because all that BS human element of politics in there. So when I think it's not worth it to have a coach, is just having this coach who has a zillion clients, who just feeds you these cookie cutter BS freaking plans through an app, and doesn't really know you or take time to know you or anything. I mean, I would rather somebody in person who knows me, who could spend time with me and stuff like that. As I said at the beginning of this live, everything has pros and cons, so you got to outweigh it. As I said, at the end of the day, if you get a good coach who's there and attentive and you have a connection with, I think it's positive to invest in yourself. Having said that, you can hit me up for coaching, garage. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Love your videos, dude. They've helped me a lot with my workout decisions and pre-workout choices. Keep the videos coming. That's awesome, man. That is great. If my videos can bring value to your life in some way, there we go. Bro, go to the gym. What is this excuses? All right, make your channel more about your gym, young bud. I don't know what that means. What is your favorite supplement company? Well, I'm on the Dark Labz team, man. I love Dark Labz, but Transparent Labz probably overall. I like their line. They're the healthiest. I really love Transparent Labz, Minimalist, just solid formulas for the actual health and fitness. Really great. Okay, help me a bunch of stuff with good stuff. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Optica Trap. All right, do you follow a specific program, or do you follow the same compound movements, but then switch up the secondaries every week or so, or just completely freestyle it? That's a good question. You know, I'm at the point, well, I've never followed a program. I've done a lot of different splits that I've tried, and I've enjoyed a lot of them. I've done a lot of, like for a while I was doing like shoulders and arms together. Then I was doing chest and back. And I was doing legs, and then I did calf, abs, and cardio, stuff like that. I've done a lot. I like what I'm doing now, where I'm really hitting everything once a week. I hit everything once a week, but I'll like throw in at the end. So let's say I'm doing 36 sets so the point is I freestyle it. All right. That's the freaking answer to your question. I don't need to confuse you. The point is, I know what muscle group I'm hitting. I know how many sets I'm doing for that muscle group when I go in the gym, but I don't think of that, what exercise I'm doing, until I'm about to do it. I pretty much go in the gym and I want to hit, I mean, you know, we all have craziness in our head. So like if I'm doing 4 sets of each exercise, I want to hit something with the barbell, something with the dumbbell, something with the cable, something with the machine I have, and something with a body weight. That gives me kind of the best of all worlds. That right there is 20 sets in if I'm doing 4 set. Barbell, dumbbell, cable, body weight, machine. If I'm hitting one of each of those on each workout, that's 20 sets in right there, man. I mean, that's, so like if I'm just kind of focusing on that, Israel or Palestine, I don't choose sides, homie. I'm not, that's the problem. Too many people are being pushed into choosing sides. Takes real guts to be a business owner, family man, and lay it all out there on social, your info. I appreciate it. Thank you. Any tips for not getting your shoulders jacked up, hitting chest? My tips for that would be stay away from the barbell more. A lot of people are bench pressing a lot and it's very hard on the shoulders. Dumbbells are king for building a big chest, man. Dumbbells are always going to be king for building a big chest. So I appreciate, I would, like I appreciate the dumbbell movements a lot and cables. So if you're having shoulder problems, it might be the barbell, and you might have to lower the weight. Any tips on dealing with gym bullies? Have you experienced any? And if how, did you deal with them? And do you have any tips on how to deal with them? Um, Gym bullies. I've never been bullied in the gym. My experience in the gym, I know we say public gym is the term, but they're not public. You need a membership. Um, so I would say my experience has been very positive. Most people are trying to bring each other up. Most people are very kind, loving, and supportive. I don't really know where this is coming from with gym bullies. I don't know who's. I've never seen anyone bully anybody in the gym. Though I've had one bad experience in the gym where some guy made a smart aleck comment or something. Like me and my brother were working out, and uh, he was like, this dude was like, oh, he looked over for no reason. He's like, yeah, we all got to start somewhere, and he wasn't even kidding. He was being just a jerk, and that was the closest I've gotten to gym bullying. Um, how would I deal with it? I wouldn't deal with it. I would either tell the staff there, I'd go to another gym. My sponsor, my AA sponsor, had a saying to me. He said, if you're in the circus, if you go to the circus, don't be surprised if a clown walks up to you. Um, and That's all it is, man. When you're in the public gym, man, I don't miss any of that. It's nice to have some camaraderie with some people or have a nice workout partner who helps you push harder or whatever. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't be putting up with anything. If anyone's bullying in the gym, they need to be kicked out of that gym. It's not a place for them. But I don't really know what that looks like. I know there's guys like Joey Swole or whatever who make content about that and stuff. I've never experienced that because most of my it's like when you watch TV, they try and tell you that everyone's racist, everyone's anti-Semitic, everybody's hateful, everyone's sexist. When you shut the dang TV off and you're really like living out in the real world, it's like everyone seems pretty freaking decent and kind and loving. So it's kind of the same on social media. It's like you watch social media, you think everyone's just like terrible and everyone sucks. And then people like you could see in this chat who have nothing but negative comments to make. I'm like, are these even real people? Like, if you come on another man's live and you make negative comments, like I can only imagine the person sitting behind that phone or computer. I'm imagining I would see that person and be like, all right, that makes perfect sense. Because no serious person like actually doing things hates on other people. They bring each other up. So most people in the world seem pretty loving and kind in my experience. Oh man, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Bam. Do you know when is Dark Labs Europe coming back? I'm hoping in May or June. So that's what I got there. How to energy do it if you're older workout? I don't know what you mean. Here we go. Most overrated or overused ingredient, most underused ingredient. Um, Look, man, my opinion's going to be crazy to some of you on this. The most overrated ingredient to me is creatine. I'm going to be straight with you, man. Creatine to me might be a great ingredient, it might be amazing, but I think a lot of people act like it's freaking like crucial to take. And I've been on creatine for going on 11 years. It's one piece of the puzzle of 1,000 things I do for my health and regimen and something. I've pulled creatine out. I cannot confidently to this day say that I've ever actually noticed a difference from taking or not taking creatine. I'm not saying it doesn't, and I continue to take it just in case, but to me, it's like the most overhyped ingredient. That's me. I know it's got its cognitive benefits and good for your brain. I'm sure there's some benefits to it. I'm not sure, but I cannot confidently say that I've noticed anything from creatine. Most underused ingredients, I don't know. Underused, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I get, I don't know, DMAA. DMAA is the most, because it's nowhere, can't find it anywhere. People claim they have it, but I always doubt it. Are there any old supplements you wish they still made? No, I do not wish they still made anything. I am, I'm a big believer that things are in the past for a reason, and we got to let go of the past, and there's no reason to hold on to the past. If they were supposed to be made, they still be made. I am completely fine with all of the options on the market right now. It does all these supplements do very little for my physique or my health and fitness, or they're mostly for the head. More, as my sponsors say, they're more for the head than the muscle. Let's put it that way. They're more for the head than the muscle. That's a good way to say it. They're for enjoying it, and there's nothing wrong with that. They were a good time when we had them, but I am completely fine letting go of all the supplements that aren't, you got people on Reddit still looking for the original Jack 3D. It's like, bro, that was like 15 years ago, dude. Like, time to let it go. It's just people cannot let go of the past. They're chasing the dragon, man. They're chasing the dragon. Here we go. Could you share your best guess on why brands want to talk about who their manufacturer is? That's a very good question. Some brands are, when I ask them, personally, I'll be like, who manufactures this? You want me to review your product? I want to know what I'm ingesting. I'll ask who made this. And even if they don't tell me, I could usually look at the lot number and tell, oh, I know who makes this, I think brands feel like, you got to look at it like a drug dealer, like a drug dealer doesn't want you to know who the connect is. If they're making a good product, this is what I'm guessing. Let's say I'm a brand and I have a manufacturer who does great work, and he uses the ingredients I like, and he makes a good product, and I'm getting my products from that manufacturer pretty quickly. There's a quick turnaround. I order a product, let's say I have it in a month or whatever. If I'm referring that brand out to a bunch of people, and then other people start making products with them, that could be longer till I get my products. Now they got more orders coming in. They're not able to make my product quick enough. So it's like having a connection, I think, where you don't want them to be exposed, especially if they're using any kind of shady ingredients. Then you're not going to definitely give that out. But most people think about it and they just kind of think like that's their business, that's their kind of hidden thing. And exposing that could be harmful for their company, because a big thing that manufacturers sell on is how fast their turnaround rate is. So people kind of look at their manufacturers, oh, I got this like secret gem who makes these products for me and no one really knows who. And dude, everybody in the industry is so shady and scummy. Like, I've asked people who I'm tight with, hey, who manufactures this? They won't tell me, They're just like, it's like, all right, dude, if you want to be shady about it, whatever, that's fine. And I look at the lot number and I know anyway, by how it's printed and how it looks and all that. You could compare two tubs and the bottom looks the exact, it's made by the same people or whatever, two different brands. But I think people just look at it like they're a bunch of dope dealers and this is their plug, and no one's going to steal it from them, Do a hell of a life trying to find 30 benzos per day, methadone. I hope you're doing now. I'm doing TR. I'm glad you are, man. Your ears scare me to death. I took the Aventador Pre a little over a week ago. My stomach hadn't been the same. Something that's, I don't think that's from the Pre. I think that Pre, your favorite Insane Labs product, that's Insane Labs Psychotic Saw and Bloodbath, hands down. Here we go. Got a question for you. I started doing 100 squats a day. I tried to have right posture and slightly prone feet in rear direction. How am I getting inflammation or swelling? I don't know. All right, here we go. GGH, I've never tried any Evogen product. Okay, here we go. I've been back on TRT for about a year now. I'm doing great. Very strong and low, but I've always thrown a little boost into the mix just to see. Recently, I threw one Andro, one DHEA cream. Okay, so they're asking about these pro hormones. I got to be honest, I've never taken any pro hormones and I don't have any information about them. I wish I could be more helpful. That is out of my wheelhouse. As I said, dude, I don't have stock in these pro hormones, SARMs, natural muscle builder. All I know about is testosterone. It's the only thing I've ever taken outside of regular supplements, EAAs, pre-workouts, all that. I just don't. Dude, testosterone's done everything for me in my life that I've wanted it to do. You know, it's brought me back from being a zombie when I had low T, given me a good, healthy drive. It's helped me, I'm sure, with my physique. Outside, dude, I don't have that feeling where I need to seek more. I feel great all freaking day, dude. And that's not because of testosterone. That's a piece of the puzzle. But, dude, it's all about spirituality. It's all about regimen, good rest, discipline, work, all the things that we do to get closer to God, living a healthy, optimal life. Let me grab some water here. Okay. And I'll answer. I'll keep switching off between questions. I'm 15 and I can bench press 115. Is that good? It's good that you're bench pressing. Tips on how to get some muscle. All right, here we go. With those pecs, you get demonetized. Thoughts on how to avoid shoulder joint torque while doing presses. I don't know, man. You seem like you have some shoulder problems. You know, I would focus maybe more on some cables and some lower weight and stuff like that. If you're having some real real shoulder problems, you got to strengthen that shoulder up. But dude, it's hard for you to tell me if you're having all this pain and stuff. I can't, it's not like I can read an MRI or something. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and life. All right. Bro, thank you. All right, here we go. Are 3 days of intense workout enough a week? It is enough. Most of humanity is just fine on 3 days of intense workout. I think you'll be just fine on that. 3 to 4 days is good. I don't think there's, but when you say everybody has a different idea of what intense means, 3 days of intense workouts and rest is going to be just fine. I was waiting for glycerol, but creatine is also a correct answer. Okay. So currently I use a heavy workload, few reps, but I will progress to a split routine. Not sure what I should use. Any suggestions? So I don't know what a few reps means. That can mean 8 reps. That could mean 2 reps. I don't know what that means. But, for a long time, dude, like I would do a split for 90 days. I would take my rest week, my 10 days of rest, and I'd go to do another split. And I would switch it up for the next 90 days. Find whatever works for you, dude. It's all about consistency. The split doesn't matter. Like, I know that a zillion freaking YouTubers or influencers are going to tell you, if you want to build muscle, working the muscle group one time a week is not going to do it, and you need to work everything twice a week. Dude, it's so not true. The best split you could do is the split that you enjoy doing. The biggest tip to building muscle is not falling off. Whatever you have to do so you don't fall off, so you actually enjoy training. You might have some fitness influencer tell you, you got to do this split. And you're doing this split that he said, and you're not enjoying life. You're not looking forward to it. It's not the kind of split you like. It's not that fun for you. It doesn't work that well for your time schedule. There's so many factors, and you're not going to stay on. You got to do what you enjoy doing. Even if it's not the most optimal for muscle, even if hitting the muscle twice a week is better, but you don't enjoy that split as much and you're doing it once a week, that is absolutely fine. As long as you are not falling off, you will make gains. The split is not important. You do whatever. As I said, I really like doing chest and shoulders and arms. I did together for a long time, which gave me, I did like 16 sets of shoulders, then 12 sets. I supersetted bis and tris. That was a killer split. Then I would do chest and back the next day because that's a push-pull. And then I would do legs, and then I would come do calves and abs and cardio. And what a great split that was. I made gains on that. I've done the back and bis, chest and tris, traditional split. I've been on the bro split for years. Whatever split you enjoy is the right split, I promise you. My gym from 22,000 earlier this year has gone downhill. The gym staff got paid enough to care. ZMA over creatine. What's my next pickup, brother? Kratos, Crack Diamond, or Mr. White? I'm going to vote for Kratos, to be honest. It has the lowest caffeine and the best illicit feel. I think the Kratos was the winner of the three of those. Bro, you look like a Nickelodeon character. I've actually been training for that. Thank you. Oh, you gotta be a freak. Homie, the guy who makes my intros in the house. Gotta be a freak, man. Love you, brother. Thank you. Thanks for being here, man. Any thoughts on animal products? I went on vacation, got packs to make life easier. Never used them. They've been a brand around for a long time. So here we go. Are you the guy in the videos that bump into people in the gym? No. Okay, next question. So what inspired you to start working out? And when origin story of your training? As I said earlier, I was withdrawing from heroin, crystal meth. I came home from Los Angeles to get sober, and my brother used to take me to the gym to pump the irons, homie, to pump the irons. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just training with him, and it was feeling good. Helped with the detox, and I got hooked, man. I found out I could still get high and be a recovered addict and alcoholic, and working out gets me high, man. This is all about chasing a buzz, and that's why I always talk about how stim-free training is great for me. All these you see me review all these stim junkie pre's, all this and that. I do a few days a week. I train stim-free in the afternoon. It's just as good. And sometimes it's even better because I have food in me and I feel stronger. And once I'm on the dance floor pumping that iron, man, I am buzzing. Best low-calorie protein, best healthier snack option. Low calories protein. Are we talking about, I don't know if the person saying this is talking about food or supplementation. As far as food goes, the best low calorie protein is going to be lean beef, sirloin, 96% ground beef, 99% turkey. That's the best low calorie protein. Chicken breast. But I don't like eating that stuff, man. I like high calorie protein. I mean, to be honest with you, dude, I've stayed just as ripped, and I've started incorporating New York strip steaks, ribeyes, chicken thighs, healthier, good fats, and then I'm eating a little less carbs to make up for it. I like good fatty meat, man. It feels better. It feels like I'm supposed to be eating it. I like the dense nutrient in it. It's more satiating. It's not as disgusting as eating plain chicken breasts. I succumbed to that bodybuilding chicken and rice, chicken breasts, plain chicken breast, 99% lean turkey for years. Dude, life has so much been upgraded since I've incorporated good fatty meat, and I stay just as ripped, and I feel better. I haven't felt run down, and I can meet all my fitness goals. As I said, I'm not trying to be Mr. Olympia, homie. I'm trying to feel good. I'm trying to look good. I feel good. One day I'll look good, but no, for real though, I'm just trying to stay as close to the mark as possible, and enjoy my life, man, and do things that feel good and get me closer to God. Best healthier snack option, Papa Steve bars. There's no better on the market than Papa Steve bars. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't have a code for you. I genuinely, from my heart, just love them. The other option is the transparent Labz grass-fed whey protein bars. Those I do have a code with, GGH10 on the transparent Labz site. They are so good. But the Papa Steves are king. I don't care what anybody says. That is the best freaking healthy snack option ever. It's all real food. Here we go. Let's see. About to jump up my work. Let's go see a few questions here. Have you ever heard of certain ingredients in pre that can cause a failed drug test? Yeah, I mean, DMAA, DMHA, all those amphetamine analogs, those kind do. What's up? Uzbekistan, what's going on? I lost my house in tornado last week. My daughter was born last night. Your testimony brought me to sobriety. Thank you for everything. Been sober for alcohol for 2 years. Love you, man. That is a very deep comment, and if anything that I have done has brought value to your life or led you to sobriety, I am truly humbled. I will be honest, I am not able to take credit for that, man. God gets the credit for your sobriety. I am just blessed to be on the path with you. I mean that from my heart. Please, man, don't give me credit for that. That is all God right there. I am so honored that you would even comment that, and huge congrats on your sobriety, man. I love you too. That is absolutely freaking awesome to hear. God is so powerful. I mean, if God could take a heroin addict like me, man, who couldn't go 11 hours without putting a needle in my arm or leg or whatever, and I've gone 11 years without having a single thought about it. I mean, if that's not the power of God, I don't know what is, man. If you've been through what I've been through and you're here today doing what I'm doing, you don't have a choice but to believe in God. Here we go. Had to dry scoop my pre due to forgetting the pack and shaker. God bless you. And second, why do you think brands are putting up caffeine, as you say? Where are we going to go from there? I think they think that's what people want to see. I think it's a little tone deaf. I don't really personally know anyone who's like, oh, that pre only has 450 caffeine. That's not enough for me. Like, I'm sure there may be some people on Reddit or whatever. I think it's just kind of a tone deaf thing. I personally, when people write high stim on a pre-workout and I look at it and the caffeine is over 400, I'm like, man, I don't even really want to take that. Like, I don't need that caffeine. Like, it's not that it's too much, or I don't find that taking 500 milligrams of caffeine enhances the experience any more than 350. Like, I just find that there's a point where it's not really helping me. So I think it's kind of their companies are kind of tone deaf from what the people want. And I think it's, if like, in my opinion, if you can't make a pre-workout really pop with 350 to 4 at the most, like 350s are real good, 3 to 400 right in there. I just think I think there's can be better product. I think you got to go back to the drawing board, but that's my opinion. Um, are these products mostly made overseas? Mostly here in the U.S. Uh, Here we go. Can you give me tips on how to lose body fat? You're just gonna have to eat less. You're gonna have to embrace being hungry. There's nothing in the world wrong with being hungry except that it's uncomfortable. But I always ask people when they say, I'm cutting, but I'm always hungry. My first question is, what makes you above being hungry? Why do you think that you're going to get away without being hungry? What's wrong with hunger? I mean, that hunger's our drive. When you see animals in the wild wilderness, they're hunting, they're hungry. They're more alert when they're hungry. Society has programmed us to thinking we always have to be full and satisfied, and it takes away from our drive. So you gotta, to lose body fat, you have to be eating less, then you're expending energy, and and training, and eating nice, clean, whole foods, and getting plenty of rest, because the more stressed out we are, it's hard on our hormones. We hold on to water that way more, and we hold on to body fat. So the more of a stress-free, spiritual, healthy life that we live, the more our body is going to work optimally, and we're going to let go of that body fat. People that won't share their manufacturer info suck. They know they have a crap product and do not believe in what they're selling. Otherwise, they would let you know where something was made. Maybe that's true. I mean, there's some great products out there, and the people won't share their manufacturer because of different reasons, but I get what you're saying. So here we go. About to step up my workouts from 2 to 3 days a week to 4 days, okay? Cardio legs in the evening, and then days, shoulders and lats, bis and tris, core. My advice, anything wrong, or would I recommend changes? I don't think that doing cardio and legs every evening is right. Your legs are a big workout, and they need time to rest and recover like everything else does. I would consider just doing the cardio in the evenings and working the legs in once a week during the day. As I said before, maybe like a split, like shoulders and arms together, chest and back, legs, and then like calves and abs together would be a good 4-day split for you. And then you could do cardio on during the day one of those times with the calves and abs or whatever, or like bis and tris, like something else where you're not doing legs 4 days in the evening. I think that's a lot. I think you need more recovery with the legs. Does tea help brain fog? Well, it depends like why you have brain fog. If let's just say this, low T does cause brain fog. So if that's the reason you have brain fog, then tea will help. I had high T in sobriety, and I was freaking still jerking off watching porn, and I was getting brain fog. It wasn't because I had low T, it was because I was jerking off and watching porn. So in that case, more tea wouldn't have helped the brain fog. Stopping jerking off and watching porn did. It's going on 5 years now, and I'll never go back. That cleared up my brain fog. But yeah, when I had low T before I got on testosterone, I was like, felt like a zombie, dude. I was like just going through the motions of life, and it was not a good feeling. So it depends why you have brain fog. You have a link for Dark Labz. Heard they also sell from Poland. Everything from Dark Labz now ships from the USA. And yes, my code with them is GGH15. It's all coming from the USA now. If you could only use one pre-workout product for the rest of your life, what would it be? Dark Labz Maniaco, because I would just use it once or twice a week, and it's got my name on it. So that would be the one. I was knocked down hard in life and started at zero. Oh, they're talking about me. Uh, they're saying you were knocked down hard in life and started at zero. Any advice in how I can elevate financial game despite challenges, daily jobs, or hassle? Um, I'm going to tell you this, man. This is my from my heart, my honest opinion when it comes to making money, and stuff like that. How do I word this right? We have to fulfill our purpose, as people, as men especially. Well, not especially. We have to fulfill our purpose. The closer I am to God, the closer I am to following my heart, the more my financial needs are taken care of, and the less I have to worry about money. The further I am from God, the more I'm chasing money, and it's like I'm missing something. All right. My experience is that the more spiritual I am, the more I'm helping other people, the more I'm fulfilling my purpose as a man, the less financial insecurity I have. God takes care of me. Um, and that's all it is, man. We have to do what we got to do to live in this physical world and um, and make money and be providers for our families and stuff like that. That's always going to be, one of our highest priorities. But the way that's done is through being close to God and listening to our heart on what our purpose is. Because once we do that, it's going to be easy to make money. Because it's going to be, the more I'm helping other people be successful, the more successful I am. So I always say money's in the head, it's not in the heart. If people who I know who spend their whole life chasing money, they're missing something. I really believe, man, that God's going to carry you through. You're going to be taken care of financially if you follow your heart and you live from your heart and you spend your life through work and self-sacrifice of others and be a light to the world and help people. In whatever way your purpose is, you have to listen for that. My purpose is to help addicts and alcoholics, and I need purpose and I want to fulfill it better. But I'm really blessed, man. God's really taken care of me in ways that I always thought I'd be struggling. All right, here we go. I got a bunch more questions, bro. Whoa, you kidding? You take the steroids? Okay. Advice on balancing spirituality with work. I don't know if is it a balance. I mean, is there one over the other? I think that we have to we do both. Working is part of spirituality because God wants me to be working. God wants me to be a provider. He wants me to fulfill my purpose. He wants me to be honest in the workplace and practice all the spiritual principles in the workplace as anywhere else. So I don't think they're exclusive things, one or the other. I think it's part of it. You know. Um, let's go. Any advice about someone uh, getting a new job that's physical, picking products, making pallets for grocery store, and still getting energy to work out again? As I said earlier, the my advice is that if you could just find 3 days a week to 4 days where you could put an hour into training, I mean, you should have enough energy for 3 to 4 hours a week of working out. If not, man, then I would take a look at your sleep and whatever you're missing. If you're not eating enough to support your physical job and training, but there should be enough left in the tank for 3 to 4 good hours a week of training, and that's enough to build a beautiful physique. Here we go. I'm 38 years old. Thoughts on 72-hour water fast, currently 27 hours in. My thoughts are, I've heard a lot of benefits of fasting. I don't do any kind of thing like that, but I think it's good to clear you out. I guess you'll probably have good energy and stuff because you're you're not bogged down by food or anything, and you'll probably be more awake and alert. I don't know why you're doing it or what your purpose is behind it. I know there are supposedly a lot of benefits to a good 72-hour fast or whatever. And why don't you let me know? Let me know what you think. Let's see. You ever make high protein, better ingredients in ice cream? Nah, my thing is if I'm cheating, if I'm having ice cream, dude, I'm staying out of my head and enjoying myself. I've never been into one of those people who's like, oh, I'm gonna have this high protein pizza or high protein. I'm either eating clean or I'm living from the heart, man, and freaking enjoying my time with my family and my loved ones and the girls and stuff like that. I've never really been like, oh, I want pizza, so I'm going to make it with this chicken crust and all that. That's just not me, man. Or, I just want a freaking pizza when I want a pizza. I don't need to live in here too much and all that. I'm not like, I've never even really needed to do that flexible dieting or what the heck is it called? Like, where everything has to be incredibly delicious and this kind of, I gotta trick myself into things. I'm good with eating just some steak and some rice or just clean food. And when I'm cheating on the weekend, I'm cheating on the weekend. Hope your day's going well too, Jay Reese. Yeah, I used to shoot ice and was homeless. God relieve me, man. I love to hear that, man. God bless you. That is amazing. Do you think Smash AMF of formulas are worth it? I haven't tried any Smash AMF. I never used anything. I've used other things by that manufacturer who makes Smash AMF. It never feels good to me. What do you think about smoking weed and working out? Probably not the best idea. I've smoked weed for many, many years, and up until I was sober from age 14 to 27. Smoked weed for 14 years, man. I used to smoke a lot of it. I was never one that found it to be that motivating. I'd rather be stimulated. Some people swear that smoking weed helps them work out. I don't see how. I don't really know much that smoking weed makes you better at, except like maybe you can argue if you're like some kind of artist or something. I don't know, dude. I'm not a huge like weed guy, after the life I come from, but I don't think it's that great. I don't think smoking weed is this amazing thing. But you gotta follow your heart, man, on what's okay for you. When you coming out with Tweak Hot Rails V2? Hopefully soon. Okay, I got more questions here. Hold on. We got some good ones. So here we got. All right, could I have some tips and things to watch for when stacking? So when stacking supplements, more than 10 grams of citrulline, I would say is completely unnecessary. Can you be my sponsor? Yes, I sponsor people from the channel all the time. You'd have to hit me up, GarageGymHomie@gmail.com. And I would be honored if you really need help. I sponsor people all over the country. So, watch for when stacking. More than 10 grams of citrulline to me is just unnecessary. I've never seen the benefits to it. Things that already have stimulants should not be stacked on other things with stimulants. If there's a product with stimulants, there is nowhere on those instructions that say take them with anything else with other stimulants. A lot of people hit me up and they're like, oh, if I take this pre-workout in the morning, can I take this fat burner in the afternoon or vice versa? No. Those are meant to be taken once a day one or the other. GBB make me sweat a long time. I would not stack anything with GBB on top of anything else with GBB. So as I said, just too much pump, too much thermogenic, and stimulants on top of stimulants. Let's see. Hold on, we'll go back. Prove he exists. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me or whatever. I'm not gonna. Me standing here after the life I lived is proof enough. What's the best mass gainer for a skinny guy? The only mass gainer I would personally recommend, I think now, is there's two that I could name, and as I said, dude, like when people say skinny guy, I have a really big problem with people like working against what God gave them. You know, I know people who are, you know, they have a rough time gaining muscle because they're skinny or whatever, and they just want to eat. They're just like, they have this mindset like, I just got to eat more, eat more calories, more calories, more calories. They don't care what it is. They just want to get calories in. I'm like, dude, don't work against what you have. If you have a nice lean physique, shred it up, and that way you'll look bigger. You know, bodybuilding's an illusion anyway. So mass gainer stuff like that, the only ones I really recommend are Transparent Labz, and then like 5% Nutrition has one called Real Carbs Plus Protein. That's a higher calorie. Transparent Labz has a mass gainer, and then 5% Nutrition. Flex my triceps. I'm not really pumped right now, man. I'm not really pumped. Do you have little man syndrome? Am I coming off like a tough guy or something? I don't know why you're satire YouTube. Is that how I come off? Like I have a syndrome? I'm just here talking about God and health and fitness and stuff. Do you have little man syndrome? Freaking weirdo. Here we go. Any suggestions how to reduce stress in life, especially from job? Prayer is going to be my number one suggestion. When I'm stressed, that really means that I'm in my head. That means that it's noisy up here and I'm either in fear or this is going a million miles a second. Prayer and meditation is going to be my number one go-to. If I'm stressed out, I need to take a breath. I need to go to God from my heart and say, God, please direct my thinking. Please get in my head so I'm not in my head. I talk from the heart, and I take a minute and I meditate and I breathe, and I realize that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at this very moment. And whatever I'm stressed from is here for me to grow from. It's an opportunity for growth because I fall short a lot, and I have no reason to be stressed. Life is going to be, everything is okay. I can take a breath, and it starts with prayer and meditation. Spirituality is the answer for all my problems. I mean, too much dang self is the core of most of my problems, living in here. So, appreciate that, man. When are you really, you keep saying that, man, with the tweak. Take the mirror mode off your camera. Nice sign. Be nice to read it. Just saying. Okay, yeah. Kind of okay, thank you. I'll just say thank you. The mirror mode is on my camera right now so I can read the questions. So I have to have the mirror mode on. Anyway, yeah, I do meditate. Any tips with it is, yeah, it's a practice, meaning you're never perfect at it. It's always something we have to perfect, which means by definition, if something's not perfect, if something needs to be perfected, if we're perfecting something, it means that it's never going to be perfect, but we strive to make it perfect. I put aside time out of my day every morning. The second I wake up, I go to God, I pray, I meditate to start my day. I've done it, never missed a day for 11 years. And I end my day meditating. I review my day, which is a meditation, how I acted that day. And, I have 6 questions I ask myself every night. And I review my day. I pray, and then I go to sleep with all the loose ends tied up in my life, hopefully. And during the day, I try and take aside time when things crop up in my life. If I'm in fear, if I'm angry, which is fear anyway, if I felt like, I was about to be dishonest or I was selfish, I have to go to God and I have to pray and meditate. And it's difficult to meditate. You got to take time out of your day. And a lot of times you're like, oh, I'd rather watch TV. I'd rather do this. I'd rather do that. It has to be something that you practice. It has to be something you work in. Building a relation. Meditation is just listening to God. You praying is talking to God, and meditation is listening. A lot of us do a lot of praying, and we don't do enough listening. And when I mean a lot of us, I mean myself included. And then somebody asked, "What's your meditation routine?" So that's it. I wake up and I take about 10 minutes every morning right away for my morning prayers and then meditation. And then throughout the day, I thank God. I take a breath for bringing me to this point in my day. I pray for others. I meditate. I listen. I sit still, sit with God, picture what that looks like. Breathe in God. Breathe out fear. Breathe in God. Picture the imagery of what God looks like to me, entering my body and breathing out selfishness, dishonesty, anger, all that. That's a meditation I do. So it's just something that's part of my life and that I'm always trying to spend more time sitting still and doing more of. I work out every day. I can lift a ton, but I can't get toned. What do you suggest? Because I play too many sports to fast. Well, sports is not sports. Fasting is not how you get toned. You get toned by eating clean, and a lot of people will say being in a calorie deficit. So eating less than you're expending. You gotta eat less, and you're gonna get ripped up. But it's not about fasting. You can eat throughout the day. Do you have a dream workout partner you love to work out with? Famous Brian Shaw, probably Dorian Yates was very inspiring. Any thoughts on AM citrate? I don't think it's around anymore. I think it's any companies that claim that's AM. I don't think it's real AM citrate. So I think that was before my time. Let's see here. Marcos, you got to stop spamming the chat with this, man. Do you only train aesthetic? I don't know what that means. I don't compete at all. I've never competed. Let's see, bro, I'm skinny ASF. I'm considering just a single cycle. No, I do not think you should do any cycle. I don't believe in doing anything that's illegal or taking a healthy body that works well and doing anything to cause damage to it. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't see that the pros outweigh the cons for messing with your hormones in any way, but that's me. How does Mr. White compare to Maniaco? Maniaco is more stronger energy, got the alpha yo, it's more euphoric, it's got better pump. Mr. White was for people who want a smooth pre-workout, like a feel-good, motivational pre-workout without alpha yo. Maniaco is more of an all-around, has the whole package. Mr. White is more of like a Zeus. If you've had Zeus, it's the same thing. Here we go. Spirituality is not a thing. It certainly is a thing. I don't know what that even means. It's not, your comment's not a thing. I don't know. Meditating is not just listening to God. Are you serious? Okay. Why don't you enlighten me? Are you high or just reading us something? I'm reading the questions people ask me on Instagram. What do you mean? I don't have anything to hide here. What do you think? I'm reading the the Bible. I'm reading the questions people ask me on Instagram. Such weirdo. Dude, I have this freaking fantasy that when people come on my chat, I have this this thought that I'm stuck on, where I'm like so curious. There are so many loving, good people who come on my chats over the years. It's only on the in the comments in my videos, it is the most loving, supportive community. It's awesome. But when I go live, I guess it appeals to a bunch of people who aren't subscribers. It shows up, I guess, on their feed. And the people who say like, oh, you're juicing, or there is no God, or how much juice are you on, or this, like the people who literally just hate, I think I have this thought like, dude, I can only imagine who these people are like they have to be the biggest losers ever, because who, like any man really doing something, whether he's pumping iron, like they build up the people around him. I have never, in God knows how many years of YouTube has been around, gone on another man's channel and just said negative things to be like a troll or whatever. I have to imagine the people who do that do nothing. I mean, there's no way, there's no way you go to the gym. There's no way you do anything and talk like that as a man. It has to be the most pathetic loser people who hate themselves. And I'm glad they're here, because it definitely helps the stream get traction and stuff. I mean, I'm not upset. And even the trolling comments, they're all welcome here. I mean, please don't stop on my behalf. But I just have to imagine that I know and they know that the people behind the keyboard who talk like that have to just do nothing. I mean, no serious man talks to another man like that. I mean, there's no way around it. So, very interesting. Are you planning on reviewing any more supplements from other influencers? Well, I'm dropping my my review this week for the Trend Twins pre-workout. The Trend Twins pre-workout I'll be dropping. Met Dorian in my old home gym. That's what's up. Let's see. How long do your workouts last? So my workout, I like to train pretty intensely. Anywhere from an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. And then I do 35 minutes of cardio at a different time in the day. And so I'm training for at least an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes each day between the weights and the cardio, 5 days a week. Do you only train your looks or strength, health, everything? I like to have they all go together. I like to have a nice physique. I like to look good because I feel good. I like to be healthy and keep up my strength as I go into it. I'm 38 years old. I'll be 39 in July. I think it's important as we age to keep our strength up. I want to go into battle prepared, whatever life throws at me. Everything. Mike Menser hit versus 4-day split. I don't know. Use HMB? No. How much beta-alanine causes the itch? It depends on your sensitivity, anywhere from 1.5 grams to 6 grams. I mean, it just depends. So let's see. Do people have too much? These I know the comments are amazing. I mean, okay. Then we got, do you think you had some inspiration from phase 1 KO formula to create Maniaco? No, I don't think so. I never thought of phase 1 when I created Maniaco. I mean, aside from the fact that they both have 2 amino. It's a good question, Fornius. My inspiration from Maniaco really just came from me thinking like, how many people put so many loaded pre-workouts on the market, and how I just love, and they never impress me, just a huge label with a million ingredients. And I just always think to myself, what would I want to buy? Like personally, like what do I want to see in a label that I want to buy? And I thought of maniaca. I thought of the few ingredients that I like. I wouldn't even like. I wasn't even going to have tyrosine in it or citrulline. And the owner of Dark Labz was like, "Let's do 10 grams of citrulline and tyrosine." I was just going to do the stimulants and make it a stackable little hitter with the betas, and that's how it came together. You know, I would have done 5 ingredients. He added the citrulline and the tyrosine, which turned out to be good. And that was my inspiration. Just a minimalist, exactly. Uh, Enlighten me. What is your claim? I don't. I told you my claim. I've been. Spirituality saved my life. I don't know. I don't know what claim I need to make besides that. Only my personal experience. Uh, Saying there is no God is not hating. I never said it was. I think there's just a weirdo comment that somebody would give credit to God and talk about God, and then somebody feels the need to say, I mean, it's just negative talk. It's not hating or not. I don't really care. Here we go. Let's see. The natural man receive nothing. Let's see. And they keep rolling like a potato. I'm going to catch up on the comments. All right, Uncle Lumi just got blocked because he's annoying. Okay. Let's see. Stack supplement. I'll check it out. Is creatine is good? I said I don't know. I take it. I don't know if it's I don't know if it does a dang thing. But I still take it just to be safe. Okay, nice shoulders, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could only have 3 supplements to use, what would they be? My 3 supplements would be pre-workout, stim-free pre-workout, and a fat burner. I don't. You know what? I would say a pre-workout, a stim-free pre-workout, and a fat burner. Yeah, I'll stick to that. I think that those are the only things that I really care about. You know, T2. I don't have much stock in T2. Is that for fat burner you're talking about? So yeah, so the rest, dude, I'm fine with eating real food and not supplementing too much. I don't know. Good for brain, do research. Okay. You might not have heard what I said about creatine. I never said it wasn't good for brain. I never said it wasn't good for making gains. I said I have been on it for 11 years and can't confidently say I notice a difference. So I still continue to stay on it just in case it's doing its job. You could show me all the research in the world. That doesn't mean I'm confident I can feel that creatine has done anything for me. So, you weren't responding to me. All right, man. All right, don't get me crazy. Okay, here we go. What is the best for fat burning? Maybe I went in on you. If you were to come out with a non-DMHA pre that is a nootropic only, which ingredients would you put in personally? What do you find is effective for you? Well, I did come out with a non-DMHA pre. I have a Tweak by Vices and Vibes, and that's heavy focus, and it has Araya, it has alpha GPC at 1 gram, it has alpha yo, it has fat dose of tyrosine, and has I think huperzine. It's a good one. Check out Tweak. Favorite body part to work out and consider your best body part. I don't know, man. Like I genuinely love training everything, even less. But my favorite is chest day. I can't, I don't got to reinvent the wheel. Chest day is great. What do I consider my best? I don't know, man. My arms and chest for sure. Probably now maybe my chest is the best. Is the best. My brother said he used to say he's like you have a boy's chest, and so I got serious. That was about 9 years ago. He told me I had a boy's chest, and so I started working those dumbbells. Were the game changer when I switched from just doing barbell and put a lot of emphasis on dumbbells. My chest grew a lot, and yeah. So let's see here. Gave Zeus pre away. Got it from Nutricartel. I wasn't a big fan of Zeus either. You know, the problem with Zeus, the strongest muscle is legs. I think that's everyone's strongest muscle. I'm guessing. Uh, Stop misreading my comments and stop being insulting someone just because you don't agree. Stop being insulting someone. I don't think you know how to write English, sir. Let's see. Zeus was inconsistent. Zeus was inconsistent. I got some tubs that were killer, and then I had tubs that just gave me a come down. So that was the problem with Zeus. And I don't like pre's that are inconsistent. New stim-free burner from Insane Lab. Never even heard of it. I gotta look that one up. Is that a real thing? So I'll look that one up after. What is the top wake you up from the dead pre's you would consider? Probably Edge of Insanity or 5150 by 5% nutrition. All right, general thoughts on aminos and if they are worth it. Legit pre. Yeah, that's it. Legit pre. Yeah, good point. Juiced. Juice was insane. I didn't like juice after a while, but so let's see. General thoughts on aminos and if they're worth it. That's a good question. So my thoughts on aminos are, I don't know that they do a dang thing. Having said that, I do think they're worth it. I enjoy drinking them during my training, hoping they are, feeding your muscle with, amino acids to prevent it from breaking down. Just the fact that I enjoy it is worth. A lot of the supplements I tell people, take the supplements you enjoy. It's not just about whether they're You could take a supplement that you enjoy. Like I enjoy sipping aminos. That doesn't mean that it's doing anything. That just means and it's still worth it because you enjoy it. You might, just like creatine. I enjoy the potential benefits I hear about, so I stay on it. I enjoy taking it. That makes it worth it. You take the supps you enjoy. What is the advice you give to someone that is trying to bring knowledge about sports on social media but doesn't grow? So my advice is keep doing your thing, man. You cannot get on social media and make content for the sole purpose of getting big views and going viral. I mean, dude, my Instagram is so weak and my YouTube is pretty weak too. But I still love it, dude. It grows a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit. Consistency. It's just got to be something you enjoy. If there's dude, I've gone to give open talks for AA at treatment centers with 5 people. That's 5 lives, 5 views on social media, 5 people in person. That's the same as 5 people viewing it on social media. I still went, dude. I drove 45 minutes to give an hour talk about my story to 5 people. Think about it in terms of social media. That's 5 lives that I potentially touched that maybe picked up some information on how to stay sober. 5 people, dude. That's fine. I still did it. You gotta be true to yourself and do it because you love doing it. It'll grow, man. If you're genuine and transparent and you're true to yourself, you just got to do it, man. It'll grow. Let's see here. Say you ignore my comments just because I missed. I didn't ignore anything. You're just talking junk, dude. You're on the whole live. What value are you bringing to this live? May I ask? I mean, what value do your comments bring? Why don't you answer my question, homie? What are you doing to bring value to the comment section for this live? I'd like to know that. Why don't you answer that, sir? You've been on the whole live now for an hour and 5 minutes being negative. So, just curious. Supplements do less than 5% of your total gains. I learned this from you, homie. Yeah, and I enjoy using them. You know, you take them. They're fun to use. Stop taking advice from this guy. He is clearly clueless outside of bodybuilding. I'm clueless. Well, you're still here. Bless your soul. Bless your soul, sir. Okay, next one. What do you think have been your keys to success, both in life and social media? Keys to my success in life and social media? Well, I don't say that I've had too much. I haven't had crazy success in social media. I will say that I appreciate the question. With life, I've been through a lot of it. My problems were of my own making. Getting high and all that. I've always had the will to live, and coming out of addiction, a very terrible, nasty illness that I had of addiction. The only way that I overcame it was through spirituality and forming a relationship with God. And God gets the credit. That's my success in life, from every bit of it, from my discipline to the YouTube channel to my relationship with my family. God is the number one reason that I'm here today. And I've also had a very loving and supportive family. And I don't know that I'd be here if it weren't for them. So that's a big, big reason that I'm here. And so that's your answer, man. Spirituality pulled me out of addiction, and that's the only reason why I even have social media. You know, it's given me this avenue to connect with people and talk junk, talk trash, have some laughs. You're an ex-con and addict. Oh, congratulations, man. Absolutely, man. Congratulations. When I'm not talking about God, I'm trying to take credit for things I didn't do, and that's dangerous for me, man. I can't do that. Favorite daily driver under 350 caffeine? Under 350, I would say, what's it called? Let me plug this in here. Under 350, I would say the transparent Labz bulk black has been a really great daily driver. Hold on one second. Nutribio is 350, so I don't know that it's under 350, but I was gonna say Nutribio, but that is 350. Hold on one sec. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay. Dude is just this guy. Hello, hi. Can sure take something and make it all about himself. Nobody cares what you're saying, dude. How's that? Here we go. So, oh wait, here we go. Yeah, the Transparent Labs Bulk Black is a hitter right there. Do I think it's a sin to take pre-workout? No, I don't. Why? I mean, if you do, then I would say don't do it. But I listen to my heart, man. I don't think anything's wrong with taking pre-workout if you're not abusing it. Um, can you talk about some pre-workout ingredients and side effects like runny nose? The three ingredients that could give you pre-workout side effects like runny nose is GBB, and it's how much Tren? I've never used Tren in my life. GBB will give you runny nose, alpha yohimbine, and yohimbine hydrochloride. Those things can give you a runny nose. As as far as I know, those are the only ingredients that'll do that. So if you don't want the runny nose, I would not take alpha yo, yohimbine, or GBB. Especially GBB and alpha yo together will definitely enhance that effect. Uh, any suggestions how to reduce stress from the job? Um, I mean, prayer, meditation, good sleep. Um, I mean, prayer and meditation are going to be your number one suggestion. When you're stressed out, you're feeling stressed on the job, you need to take a second and pray and meditate and take a minute, and everything's okay, and you will be you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and it's there for you to grow. Whatever stress you're dealing with, uh, don't go to work is a not a bad idea too. Uh, but if you're working a job, dude, and all you're doing is being stressed out, man, it would not that might not be the greatest job for you. I mean, if it's really affecting your life negatively, uh, all you're dealing with is stress, and that's it's going to take a toll on you, man. There's might a deeper issue there. How many collabs would you like to do? Got a few already, more coming. You know, I would do more. I'd prefer they like do more stuff with dark labs or you know, I don't really care to just kind of be a whore and just do tons of collabs. Not anybody. It's not often anybody asks me to do a collab anyway. A few people have shot the idea out there. But I'd love to do more stuff with Dark Labs. They've been really good people, and and good to me. Um, so I really like the arrangement I had with them. I can't wait till they're back in full effect. But I would do more if somebody came to me and said, I want you to like make a formula with me, and it vibed with like my brand and my image, then I would definitely be considered doing more collabs. I love doing them. They're great for my branding. I would definitely do a collab with Insane Labs. That's a great brand. I love that company, and you know, and that would be great for me. They're a great brand that I respect. And there's supplement company owners who trash them. Oh, they're not transparent. They have prop lens, this or that. Say what you want, man. They do their own manufacturing. I trust what's in them is what's on the label. They test all their products, and their products smack, and they work together. I think they're great. Uh, is all these natural? Is all what natural? Um, how do you turn to God to deal with anger, especially with things out of your control? So that's a practice. So first of all, the biggest thing that I had to learn is that anger is always backed by fear. Are all the supplements natural? No, they're not all natural. Anger is always backed by fear. I have no reason to be angry. unless I'm scared of something. That's one of the deepest things that I've learned through my spiritual journey, because I've dealt with a lot of anger and resentment and stuff. And I found that anger, there's always fear behind anger. So if you're pissed off about something, I always have to take it to the next level and say, what am I scared of? You know, if I'm my fiance, I'm fighting with her, I'm pissed off about something she did or that. The truth is, yeah, it comes out in anger, but I'm scared. There's something I'm scared of there. And a lot of people don't know that. And so definitely knowing that fear is behind anger is number one. Number two, if I'm in anger and fear, I'm living in my head, I have to pray and meditate immediately. I have to always be on guard and watching for anger, fear, selfishness, and dishonesty. And when those things come up, which they will, you know she's 20 years younger? Who? I don't know. What the heck? When those things come up, I have to pray right away. And the prayer looks like this: God, please remove my fear and direct my attention to what you would have me be. And God, please save me from being angry. This is a sick man or woman I'm dealing with. Help me so I could be helpful to them. Your will be done, God, not mine. And then I have to meditate. Then I have to talk about it with someone immediately. You know, that gets me out of my head. So now I've prayed. Now I got to go talk about it with somebody, and I got to make amends right away if I've caused any harm. You know, let's say I've cussed out my fiance, I said some things I didn't mean to say, I was angry. I have to say, you know, it's not right that I talked to you that way, whatever. I got to make amends, keep my side of the street clean. And then I think about people I can help. It's a 4-step process. And so that's the best I got for you. How do you turn to God to deal with anger, especially things out of your control? I got to make a practice out of praying. Be on guard and pray immediately so I don't spend time. You could be angry, spend a week in your head torturing yourself, and it's like, well, where's God been in all this? Here we go. Are white do heavy weights? I don't know. What training would you recommend to a male wanting to lose body fat and build muscle and strength? I do 5 days of cardio, and I do 5 days of iron pumping. That's the regimen, you know, an hour workout when I hit the weights. Ain't gotta be on anything to look like the gorilla mode. Anything else? Any other questions? I'm here to answer them before I get off. Thanks for reviewing Gorilla Mode. Been using them for my... I'm actually posting a Gorilla Mode review tomorrow for the Gorilla Mode base, the base pre-workout. What's your opinion on Raw Nutrition? They're okay, kind of mainstream, regular, nothing special. I like their Super Thavage pre-workout. That thing freaking slapped real nicely. How's your daily routine diet? I made a lot of videos about this. Eat clean and trying to cut down from 269 to 240, and you can do that. What are your thoughts on companies using both sucralose and acetylcholine and potassium in pre's? My Maniaco has it also. Do they have both, or is it just sucralose? Marcos, you already asked me this question. Why, if I thought taking pre-workout was demonic, do you think I would take it? So yeah, no, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts about sucralose or acetylcholine and potassium. You know, it's artificial, and obviously I would rather my products without it. I don't steer clear of them. I take products with those. but anytime I get a product without it, it's definitely a win, and I appreciate it. Best food to gain muscle, steak. I love steak. Have a good one. All right, man. I love you all, man. Good to see you on here. Hit the like button. Thank you for being here. You guys are great. God bless you guys. Let's get this dang muscle.